What's up? I want to talk about another sports subject. I want to talk about the WNBA. And it starts with the story that came out a few weeks ago from Angel Reese saying that if the players don't get what they want revenue-wise, that they should sit out. Now, let me just give this to you in layman's terms. We don't even have to get into the details, and I'm just going to try to give you an overview of how all this shit works, okay? Any losses that the WNBA has occurred over the last 20 plus years that they have been in existence, do you know who pays for all those losses? The NBA. The players, coaches, as a part of their relationship with the WNBA to keep the league going, they pay for all the losses. I think the NBA, I think last year pulled in almost $11 billion in revenue. The WNBA lost $40 million in revenue. Now, I get it. A lot of hype around Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark last year. Probably a few more eyes watched games than they have before. But in layman's terms, ladies and gentlemen, if you're not making money, how do you go to the table and demand more money? I really don't care too much about the uptick in popularity. That's cool. But if the uptick in popularity don't necessarily equate to more merchandise being sold, right? Tickets being sold, which is big in any sports league, tickets. What else? The interest, overall interest, ratings. Okay, the ratings can go up a tick, but let me tell you something about ratings. Let me talk about sports talk stations for one, to kind of bring both of these subjects together. We have sports talk stations here in the DMV area. And if you understand how ratings go, they go by shares, right? You try to get the most shares to see how many people, and they all, the shares equate for the amount of people who, listen to your station throughout the day. Well, usually the top stations, what you want to achieve is double-digit shares. That means you're doing really good throughout the whole market. That means a lot of people are listening to your radio station. We have radio stations here that are pulling like a zero share. Barely a whole lot of people listening to the stations, or one share, barely, not too many people listening. But they go out here and they claim to be the number one sports station or the number one station. Here's how all of these things connect. Numbers matter at the end of the day. If you're not pulling in the numbers, you can't go back to the table and then ask for more perks and more profits off of the revenue that you're not making. This has nothing to do with the ability of these women to play basketball or anything like that. It's just simple numbers. Men lie, women lie, numbers don't lie. Now, nobody is trying to mansplain this, but at the same time, in this country where it seems like education is not really important to a lot of people, something as simple as this should not be a very divisive argument to make. It's just as simple as if you make the revenue and if you have a competent players union, when the CBA comes up, the collective bargaining agreement comes up, you put yourself in a position to ask for more money when the league or the company that you're bargaining with feels like they're getting a return off of what it is that you're doing as a player, as teams, as organizations. Now, I get it. The WNBA is great. I watch a lot of WNBA games. But I'm not going to sit here and be naive and to tell you that the WNBA is better than women's college basketball. It's not. That's why you have somebody like, I think, what's her name? Olivia Miles from Notre Dame, who decided she was supposed to be projected to be the number 2 pick in the draft. Number 2 in the draft. And she decided, nah, I'm going to go back into the transfer portal, go to another school where I can get a little bit more playing time, and I'm going to make more money in school than I would if I was in the WNBA. Listen, man, I believe the women should be paid. But this idea that somehow, some way, just because you just happen to be in the league, that you should get paid the same as men, it's ridiculous, man. It doesn't make mathematical sense. Now, maybe you guys can get the same percentage of the revenue that you guys bring in if there's really revenue to bring in. If the NBA has to subsidize all your losses, if they have to pay for your losses, then how do you come to the table asking for more money? I'm just going to leave that question up to y'all. Y'all figure that out in the comment section, man. I just needed to, and it's coming from a guy that supports the WNBA. I have for many years. Me and my brother, we talk about the WNBA all the time. I've gone to games. Shit, I buy merchandise. Yeah. But their target demo, women, the women don't watch the games. They don't buy the merchandise. The number one demographic for the WNBA, if you guys didn't know, is black men. Maybe start there. Try to figure out a way how to market your game to your target demographic, and then that revenue will go up more, and then the money can equal the talent. You understand? But just going out here just saying that you should get it just because, no, that's not how it works. It took decades in the NBA for these guys to get to the money where they are now. It took some marketing. It took guys going out here doing a lot more than what they do on the court to build the game. And that's the same type of energy the WNBA has. You need to learn how to market your star players. Put them in position to win. Put your best teams on television at a time where everybody can watch the game. If the best team in the league is the Las Vegas Aces, I shouldn't have to be searching for a network to find their games. I'm just saying, it's little things. But this idea that just because you showed up that you deserve the same breakdown, that's not how it goes. If you want to make money, if you want to cash out on money, you got to make money. Anyway, that was my rant for today. Like I said, man, I'll leave it up to y'all in the comment section on how y'all feel about it. But, God bless the WNBA, man. But I want them to get right. You know what I'm saying? For real. Peace and love.